Hi, what's up guys? So I have completed Shenmue 3 and I can finally give my review of the game as a whole from my likes and dislikes and my overall rating. I did a previous video, which I didn't upload, of my first initial impressions of the game. At the end of that video, I did give a rating and I said that this rating is dependent upon how the game ends. So I'm going to play a clip of that now. So far, if you take away those negatives, it's a great game. I would probably say right now, I would give it a just about an 8. Just about an 8. I can't see it being bad or worse than that so far. Unless there's some annoying things that happen, then I'll drop it down to a 7. But my initial first impressions is I'm giving this game an 8 so far. It's not better than Shenmue 1 in my opinion. I think that's the best one. Alongside Shenmue 2 actually, combined, they're just a great game. So far I don't think this is better than those two, but this is just my first initial impressions. So that could change. Right, so that was a clip of my first initial impressions of the game. But now I've fully completed the game already. I'm already in New Game Plus and I'm just playing the game, finishing up all loose ends, side quests, and all the things that I might have missed in my first initial playthrough. I played the game for about 55 hours. It was on hard difficulty mode, which wasn't very difficult at all actually. And I managed to do a lot of things, including the story. So I did a lot of side quests, a lot of miscellaneous things, building up Ryo Hazuki to the highest he can get to, and I also was progressing the story along. So the things that I didn't really like, so this is the negatives. I'm gonna get those out of the way. Not all NPCs can be spoken to, whereas in the previous games on the Dreamcast, it felt like the majority of every NPC can be spoken to and you can interact with, whereas in this game it's not the case. Fighting system is good, but it was better before because it was more of a beat 'em up, a 3D beat 'em up, such as Tekken or Virtual Fighter in Shenmue 1 and 2, whereas this is more of an adventure beat 'em up. Although within saying that, it's still good, but I prefer how it was before because it incorporated different styles of fighting that you'll go up against, whereas within this game there's no tackles or throws or things of that nature. So that was one thing. Another thing that I didn't like was no matter what you do, the story has to go the way it goes. So for example, there was a part in the game where I found something that would help Ryo in his journey, and I knew this thing that I found would help him in his journey, but there was no way I can interact with it or do anything to it, only to find out later on in the story that is when that particular thing had an effect in the story. So there was that, and then there was other moments, other scenes where I knew what to do before the story got to that point, but I was forced to play the story out the way it was narrated for me then to be able to progress things further. So it was a little annoying because it kind of takes away the choice and options from a player. So if there was more choices within decisions, that would have been a good thing, but it seems as though no matter what happens, the decision is already been made and the story is going to progress this specific way, and that is it. So it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing at the same time because it kind of takes away a bit of freedom. Another thing that I didn't like too much either was no kind of hint or indication as to when a side quest will be active. You just kind of have to speak to everyone at different times and hope that a side quest will be active. And the thing with the side quest is that they can offer items and things for Ryo that can help progress him, or cosmetic things that will just make him look more cooler or have new fighting moves. But there was just no way you can trigger some things off. So I played the game for 55 hours and there were some things that I didn't unlock because there was just no hint or indication as to how to unlock it. And even when you do, the side quest has to be active in order to do the side quest to unlock said thing. So that was quite annoying. So with that all taken into account, there was a lot of positives and good things that I liked about the game. The story was good. It progressed things as it was meant to be progressed from Shenmue 1 to Shenmue 2 and Shenmue 3. So it's a nice smooth transition as to how the story is to develop. I liked the quick time event scenes. They were really exciting and fun to play in. Some of them were quite difficult, but after a few attempts you will end up getting it, so that was fun. There's so much collectible things and quests that you can do in the game that will just keep you playing, and there's quite a lot of replay value as well, hence the reason I'm playing in the New Game Plus mode. So that is also really fun. And ultimately, one of the things with Shenmue which makes Shenmue such a unique and amazing game is that there's always something to do within the game alongside the story, whether it's collecting things, finding new fighting moves, working in jobs such as chopping wood, catching ducks, catching chickens, forklift, or there's even gambling and also fishing, which is quite fun. Different types of ways to make money, arcades that you can go to play pinball, quick time events within the actual arcade machine, games that you can play in, toys you can collect. There's a lot of things you can do in this game that can just keep you active and having fun within the game. So I really enjoyed the game, and I'm very hopeful that the same kind of perspective on developing the game will continue into Shenmue 4. One thing missing with this particular game is the revolutionary aspect of things, whereas within Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, they were revolutionary games at the time. There was such a big open world game with so much things to do. It was like a wow factor, like, oh my gosh, we've not seen this before. In this game, that wow factor wasn't there. The wow factor was just the fact that we got the game. So in Shenmue 4, that's what I'm mainly hoping for, and for the graphics within the Unreal Engine 4 engine that they use for the graphics, to utilize things to make them lifelike and realistic, such as games like The Last of Us Part 2, how that's looking, or Detroit Become Human. But that's in the future. I believe that will be on the PlayStation 5. But with Shenmue 3, the voice acting was okay. I'm pretty used to it, considering I love Shenmue 1 and 2 and the voice acting was the same there. So like I said, it was just a smooth continuation from those two previous games. I am currently playing in a New Game Plus. I'm playing with the Japanese voice acting, and that is awesome as well. It gives it more of a authentic feel, and I think the voice acting suits the actual facial and mouth animations better than it does with the English voice actors as the characters in the game. But overall, I'll give the game a perfect 8 out of 10. Just about an 8, because within all of the negatives, there's way too many positives and way too much fun to be had within this game. Other than the fact that I'm a Shenmue fan, a hardcore Shenmue fan, I am gonna get the sequel when it hopefully gets made. Even if I wasn't, I would still want to get the sequel because that's how good the game was. So I give this game 8 out of 10. Very, very fun game. If you haven't played it, play it. And yeah, let me know in the comments your thoughts on the game if you played it, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.